Okay, these are 19 like, here I'm handing you a business plan ideas on how to make money, because I get so many questions from teens like, how am I supposed to save for my future? How am I supposed to like do anything with my life when I can't make any money? And I'm like, okay, my friends, there are so many brilliant ways for teens to make a frick ton of money. I'm just gonna like literally give you step by step. This is your business plan on how to make killer money as a teen. Okay, these are 19 ways that you can make some insane money as a teenager. Because if you've seen any video on my channel, you know I'm pretty crazy about money. I'm pretty crazy at setting teens up for success, because if you can figure out how to make money now, you are gonna be set for the future. So a little different, I've got my laptop in front of me because I'm just gonna read to you these ideas that I'm genuinely like, I did this and made crazy money. My friends did this and made crazy money as teens. And this is very much like how to, I'm gonna spoon feed you. So just let this spur your imagination on how you can make some killer money as a teenager, okay? And if you are still trying to figure out the basics of finance, I would encourage you to watch like my basic like finances for teens, or like how to set a budget for teenagers, because that's really gonna help you out. Okay, let's get going. And some of my first, and you're like, yep, every person does this, but you can start a lawn care business, which I think so many teens make so much money because people today, they just don't want to mow their lawns. They don't have time, especially if they're a working mom and dad or a single parent. So offer to mow somebody's lawn, and you can turn that into a full-fledged business where you just manage and get the business, and then you pay other people to mow those lawns and take a cut of it. So awesome little business plan there. You could start like a babysitting, like childcare club. So my girls out there who love kids, who love to babysit, which guess what, that wasn't me. But if you love to babysit, one, you can make really great money, but besides just trading away your like Saturday nights, which I'm not a fan of, you could set up where like Saturday mornings from like 10 to noon, you take on 10 toddlers and you can charge their moms like $10 a piece, which is nothing to babysit. But if you like had like 5 kids, you would make $50 in 2 hours. And then you just color, you go do activities, you go take care of these kids, and you can bring on some of your girlfriends to help. But you can really scale this with more kids. So start a little like babysitting club. Sell your unwanted clothes online. Okay. I don't know if you know this about me, but I am like a thrifter extraordinaire. Like, I don't buy anything used. This shirt, $2 at a garage sale. I don't buy anything used. I buy everything used. I think I said that wrong. I hardly buy anything new, and it's because Facebook Marketplace is amazing. It's because like Instagram, I love it when girls put on their stories that they're selling their clothes. So go through your closet, put them up on your Instagram stories. Like, I would just like start to trade and sell clothes. It's a great way to get more like clothes and fashion into your life, and also make some money on the side. Okay, on that same note, you could sell things that you make. So you could like open up an Etsy shop. You could, I had friends who were artists that they would sell like their paintings. You could sell like baked goods. There's like so many things that you could make and do that I just want to encourage you to look at your skills and talents and say, what could I make and sell that people would be really interested in? I have a lady in my neighborhood. She started a whole business on like just making handmade signs because she has really cute handwriting and the wood and whole thing. So get crafty and make some money. You could work at a grocery store. I think that's a really great job for teens because you get to like interact with your peers. You could work for your parents. That's what I did. My dad owned a business, so I worked for my dad. I also worked for like my aunts who ran restaurants and cafes and catered weddings. So mind your family's like experiences, because I'm sure that aunts, uncles, grandma, grandpas, mom and dad, somebody's got a business that maybe you could help out in some unique or creative way. And guess what? When mom and dad pay you, you typically don't, like, it's kind of under the table, and so you can make more per hour than your friends who go through a traditional route because, you know, mom and dad are just giving you $20 to mow their lawn and do this and this and this extra chore. versus going through taxes and the system and the Social Security. So working for mom and dad is a fantastic way to make some money. Also on here, I've got, you could like learn a skill or a trade. So I know that a lot of my peers in high school, they went and they kind of just like stumbled into these jobs. Maybe their dad was a plumber and electrician, or their mom did hair in their basement. And so they kind of picked up these skills and knew enough that they could, one, help out and get paid through their parents, but then it totally set them up, and they knew what careers and trade schools and education they needed as soon as they left high school. And they were way further ahead than the rest of us that were just like, oh, like, I didn't necessarily learn a skill or a talent that I could turn into a trade or profession. So maybe look around and say, what are some lifelong skills that I can learn while I'm working that are going to pay off for my future? Okay, one I feel like happens every summer, and I think it's a way easy job, is to paint curbside numbers. My husband, he made a ton of money as a teen because he rented a power washer from Home Depot, and he'd go power wash the neighbors' like patios or driveways. And that was like a lot of money that you could make in just one Saturday. So maybe that you could paint curbs or power wash something or rent a tool that people need a service for, but then you just like bust it all out on a Saturday to make the most money. You could work in food service. That's what I did. I loved catering weddings, and I don't know, food service was kind of my thing because it's fast and it's furious. So food service is always looking to hire teens. You could clean buildings at night. Now, this one is where I made serious money because I had a neighbor who owned a construction company, and he just asked me one day, he's like, would you be willing to clean our offices once a week? And I could do it like anytime after closing. And I loved that. I did that for a long time, and it was like just a set amount of money. I think it was like $30 a time. So it didn't matter how fast or slow I did it. I knew that I always made $30. And so that's a really great one. I know that like mortuaries, businesses, they're always looking for people to clean. And you know what? That's a really great life skill to learn as well. Another one I've got on here is that you could open up like an online store. So I mentioned that a little bit with like Etsy, but you could sell some stuff with like eBay, or if you like have something that you feel like you have an in with, like, oh, I could really sell this thing that my brother makes, or you know, help somebody with their service. You can sell those online. And so many businesses are looking for a young teen who knows TikTok and Instagram and Facebook to help them with their marketing. So you could even kind of be like a social media manager for a lot of people. You could do like dog grooming services or pet care services. I'm not an animal person, I'll admit that to you, so this would not have worked for me. But if you love animals, oh my gosh, be a dog walker. Like groom them, like take care of people's animals, babysit them when they leave out of town. If you love animals, this is your calling, girlfriend, because people will pay a lot of money for you to take really great care of their animals. Another one is like park maintenance and city work. So many of my friends like would work outside with like park maintenance and like gardening and just like all these things that the city needs. And one, the city is a great employer, but two, they like get to be outside all day. They got to just like hang out at these parks and like pick up garbage. Like it's a really great activity if you love being outdoors. Okay, a huge one, especially here in Utah where I live, like theme parks and water parks. So I'm super privileged. Lagoon is like in my backyard. So all my peers, all my friends like worked at Lagoon. They worked at Cherry Hill. They worked at all these water parks. So, you know, depending on where you live, are there recreational parks? Are there areas that you could go work on or work for that, you know, are entertainment industry kind of things? Another thing is lifeguarding. I feel like so many teenagers go and lifeguard. And what an incredible skill to learn. Like, you're going to be a parent one day, maybe, if you choose to go that route, and you're going to want to know how to watch over your kid, perform CPR. Like, those are valuable lifelong skills. So lifeguarding's fun. I remember too that I used to get so jealous of the kids that I knew that lifeguarded because their legs were so tan. And I like thought about lifeguarding for a hot second, but I burn, like, obviously redhead, pale skin. Lifeguarding was not for me. I care way too much about my skin and sunscreen. But if that's for you and being in the water in the sun, like, go for lifeguarding. Another one that I just think is so cool and so unique, and social is the way to promote this, is like cakes. Like, I have a friend from high school that realized that she loved to make cakes, so she perfected a recipe so it's super yummy, and then she decorates cakes and sells them for a living. So she'll either like decorate a cake that she just wanted to do for fun and post it on her Facebook story and be like, hey, I made this cake, it's chocolate buttercream, here's a gorgeous picture of how beautiful and insane it looks, $25, right? And she'll always post that like it sells. And then people reach out to her and they're like, hey, my 2-year-old's having a party. Can you do a shark themed cake? Can you do all this? And what a cool thing to learn. Like, maybe that's a career profession for you and you realize you love to bake and you want to be this fancy cake decorator and have your own business. Maybe it's just a skill that you want in the future to decorate cakes for your friends and for your significant others and those people in your life. Like, I just think that's so cool. And who does not love cake? So maybe you could like decorate things and like really perfect a recipe. My aunts, they're professional bakers. They sell pies during the holidays. They do like meals. They'll prep freezer meals. And, you know, people will buy those. So, like, think outside the box. If you love to cook, you can make a lot of money doing it. Okay, so 2 more practical ones that I feel like you could go out and get these jobs like today if you really needed some money. One, like clothing and fashion stores. I think that especially if you're somebody that really enjoys clothes, I think working at like the mall or at a clothing retailer is like such a great option. 1, you get a lot of different work experience, but 2, you know, when things go on sale, a lot of these places you have to dress to like, okay, I think of Hollister. Like, you have to wear Hollister clothes to work there, or like J. Crew, you have to wear their clothes. So it's kind of fun to like get this little bit of a wardrobe upgrade. Just don't spend your whole paycheck on it. But if you love fashion, go work in clothing and like just a store. And those are pretty easy jobs to get, even if it's just over Christmas. The other one is like janitorial work at like, there we go. Janitorial work at like a school, at big rec centers, anything like that. So I know a lot of time for schools, they really have a great in for students that want to work and earn money that way. It's after school, it can work with your schedule, right? If you go like work for like a rec center or a gym, you can in turn get like a free pass to those areas. So I'd encourage you to look around and say, what places are close to me? What places do I maybe want to go to, like the gym or this rec center? And see if you can get a job there, like cleaning up and just doing maintenance work. It's a really great in for you. And then one of the last ones that I actually did I did this as a college student to make money, is you could teach a lesson. And I taught piano, and guess what? It was really great money for me at the time because I just charged like $12 for a half an hour lesson, which is not that much, you know, but I'm a young girl and I was very advanced at that time in piano. And so I felt confident in that price. But if you think about that, I was making $24 an hour. And that was like, obviously it was just kind of nothing like formal. So people would just write me a check for that. And I wasn't paying taxes on that, which is probably bad to admit in a video, but like it was a little bit of money. So I'm making $24 an hour, just like straight flat, doing something that I really enjoyed, which was piano. And so that's crazy good money for somebody who I didn't have an education at the time, right? So can you teach something? Can you teach dance to little toddlers? Can you teach voice lessons? Can you teach piano? Can you teach violin, guitar, drum lessons? Think about the skills that you have. And I know that right now you're like, but I'm not good enough to teach. you are to somebody. You, like, even if I was at the most basic level of piano, which have to admit to you, I'm not as good as I used to be. But if I wanted to teach piano right now, one, I would definitely like say beginner to intermediate students. And then two, I could teach like a big group of like 5 or 6 year olds, and we just clap our hands and learn beats and learn like the basics of music. You could make a ton of money doing that. And so I just don't want you to discredit your skills or your abilities because maybe you've never thought about teaching before. I promise you that you're ahead of somebody. I know that my neighbors, they had a pool, and so their daughter taught swim lessons. And oh my goodness, she just, on a Saturday morning, she'd start early in the morning and have different people come at different times, different age groups. And she'd be done by 2 o'clock. She got to be at home. She got to be in the pool, and she'd make killer money. So I just want you to like pause this video and think, what skills, what things do I know how to do? You could teach baking to people. You could teach anything musical, singing. You could teach skateboarding to like somebody. You would teach art. I have a friend that her whole career, like she was a school teacher and now she's quit to just teach art classes to like little kids. She makes more money than she did teaching school. And guess what? You could do that right now. Okay, I know that this one was like a little bit more just like how to, here's some straight up ideas, but I hope this helps you out. I hope this gets the wheels in your head turning, because making money is a skill that I feel like we need to learn as a teenager. And obviously we'll just get better as it as we go, and as we like throw on education and throw on skills and training and life experience. But man, I am so sick and tired of teenagers reaching out to me and saying, well, all I can do is work at this minimum wage job. And I'm like, you know, one, there's nothing wrong with that. And two, just open your mind to all the possibilities of what you can do, because I made a lot of money as a teenager doing these same things. And I know so many of my peers that took it even further than I did and made crazy money. And in the process, learned how to be a business owner. And in the process, learned that they had a passion for something that then they went and studied in college. So I'm wishing you the best of luck. I hope that if you liked this video, you will like and subscribe, and watch some of my other videos on money mindset and some of these budgeting things that are going to help you really set yourself up for success. So wishing you the best of luck in getting that job and making some serious money. And I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Abby J out.